Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a quick update on my last video, which is this one right here. It's called When Will Shiloh Come? And it's two parts. And what I wanted to do is just do a quick explanation of what I had gone over in this video. Just a quick summary in case anyone didn't really understand what I was talking about. And it's concerning this prophecy right here in Genesis 49:10, where it says, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." And what has happened is that the scepter has been interpreted as being Jupiter, and then Judah is being interpreted as being the constellation Leo. And then what's happened in most interpretations is that the lawgiver is also being attributed to Jupiter as well. But what I was trying to explain in my video is that I believe that there's two parts to this prophecy. I believe the scepter is in fact referring to Jupiter. That makes sense. But over here it says, "Nor a lawgiver from between his feet." And just the fact that it says "nor" even in the English implies that it's talking about a separate thing here in the second part. It's not talking about the scepter again, because it says, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet." So it's clear that it's talking about two things. And it's even more clear in the Greek, because in the Greek it actually says, "and the lawgiver shall not depart from between his feet." So it's talking about the scepter not departing from Judah and the lawgiver not departing from between his feet. So it's two things that need to not depart from Judah before Shiloh comes. And so that was what I was trying to explain in my video, that I believe that the second part right here, the lawgiver, I believe that refers to the planet Venus, if this one refers to the planet Jupiter. And I explained that in my video, so if you haven't watched it and you want to know the full explanation of that, you would have to watch the video. But what I want to do is I just want to do a quick update to just show you on this. And I actually got this link from Informed Christian's website. He had put the link right here, and I thought this was a really good link, and I just wanted to use it to just give you an update of what I was talking about and try to explain it a little more. And as you can see right here, it's showing the constellation Leo, and it's got Jupiter right here at the foot, the hind foot of Leo, right at the paw. But what I was saying is that this prophecy could also be referring to Venus. And if you go over here to major bodies and you click on Venus, you can get the image of Venus as well. You just need to go to the planetarium, and then you can just drag it around until you see the constellation Leo in relation to Venus. There's a constellation Leo, and there's the, okay, so you have Leo right here, and there's Jupiter, and here's the sun, and the sun is in Gemini right now. It hasn't moved over to along the ecliptic to Leo yet, or Leo has not moved towards the sun yet, so that the sun is in Leo. But you see Venus right here, it's in a conjunction with Mercury at the present time. But what I was trying to explain in my video is that if you fast forward this date, if you go to about August 5th, I just have to find it again. Okay, there's Jupiter right here, and there's the moon, and the sun is in Gemini. Well, yeah, it looks like it's still in Gemini at this point. And Venus is actually, in fact, Venus is actually right at the thigh of Leo and the front leg on August 5th. You can see it right here. And then you see Jupiter is still in the range of Leo. It hasn't actually gone into Virgo yet, because Virgo is this one right here. This is the head of Virgo right here, but it really hasn't even gone into Virgo yet. It's in between the two constellations, so it's still in the range and the view of Leo, the constellation Leo. And then you see Venus has entered into Leo by August 5th, and it's right at the thigh of Leo at that point. And then if you change this date to August 27th, you'll see that there's a conjunction with Venus and Jupiter. See, the two names are run together right here. And there's a conjunction. They still haven't gone into Virgo. Jupiter is still in between the constellation Virgo and Leo. It's still within the range of Leo. And the sun is actually in Leo at this point. So this is the actual time of the constellation Leo. Whereas right now the sun is actually in Gemini. So it's not even in the constellation Leo yet. So I just wanted to point that out. And then, as I had mentioned in my last video, if you look at these other websites, these other charts that I had done on Jupiter and Venus, you'll see that Jupiter has an occultation on August 6th as well, which in the Greek it talked about an eclipse. And you see right here it's talking about an occultation that occurs with Jupiter on August 5th and 6th. And like I had showed you in this one, if you go back to August 5th and 6th again, you'll see that Venus is right at the thigh of Leo. So I just need to find it again. Okay, there's Jupiter at the hind foot of Leo, and Venus is at the front leg right on the thigh of Leo right here. And then the sun is still in Gemini at that point, so it doesn't fully come into Leo until around the time of the conjunction, which is on the 27th. But this is an interesting time because there's going to be an occultation with Jupiter on that day. And if you look at the prophecy in the Greek, it says it will not be eclipsed, and this could be referring to Jupiter, the arch ruler or the arch planet out of Judah, and the prince, which in Daniel 9, this is the word that's used for Messiah, the prince, out of the thigh of him until comes, this is a word for the gathering, it means laid up or reserved, of him and him, the expectation of the nations. So the expectation of the nations, Shiloh, is not going to come until the lawgiver or the prince, the ruler, comes from the thigh of Judah. And you see Venus right at the thigh of Judah in this imagery right here. You see Venus at the thigh of Judah. And like I said, this is the time of the occultation of Jupiter with the moon. As you can see here on August 5th and 6th, there's a conjunction with the moon, and therefore an occultation where you see the the three of them right here. You see Venus, Jupiter, and the moon, and apparently the moon blocks the view of Jupiter, so Jupiter is being eclipsed on this particular date on August 5th. And like I said, in the Greek it says that the arch ruler or the arch planet will not be eclipsed from Judah and the ruler from the thigh of him until comes the gathering and the expectation of the nations. So that's not gonna, or the expectation of the nations is not gonna come until that happens. And you see it happening right here. You see Venus at the thigh of Leo, and you see Jupiter still at the hind foot, and it's being eclipsed by the moon at that particular time. So I think that's a very high watch time right there around August 5th. That also works out with a lot of other things that maybe I could talk about in another video. With the Pentecost, the counting of Pentecost, the second 50-day count lands right around that time as well. And as well as the table that I had done, which I hadn't finished going over that table either. But another very high watch date is also the conjunction between Venus and Jupiter, which is still right around the constellation Leo. And at that time the sun is actually in Leo, so that's the legitimate time for the constellation Leo, because the sun is in Leo. And you see a conjunction here with Venus and Jupiter, and they're still right around the feet of Leo. They haven't gone into Virgo yet. So those are two very high watch times that I wanted to point out. And I believe this first part of this prophecy, where it's talking about the arch planet or the arch ruler not being eclipsed or departing, I believe it's more likely, rather than talking about an eclipse, which is a possibility, it could be referring to the occultation with the moon that happens on August 5th and 6th. But I think it more likely is talking about the apparition of Jupiter, which I had talked about here, that occurs or it started in September. It started in mid-September, and it says here it gets lost in the evening twilight during early September. So it started mid-September 2015, and then early September 2016. That's when Jupiter gets lost in the evening sky, so you can't see it anymore. So the apparition, this latest apparition, was from September 2015 to early September 2016. Then it gets lost and you can't see it anymore, so it's occulted or eclipsed because you can't see it, and then it reemerges mid-October. So I think it's more likely talking about Jupiter actually being in view and being visible during that time, that it's not going to depart from view before Shiloh comes, if that's the correct interpretation of the prophecy, and if it does in fact have to do with the constellation Leo and it's during this present apparition. So I think that's all a possibility, and the main point that I wanted to make is that there's still time for this prophecy to be fulfilled. It doesn't have to end today. It doesn't have to end on the 14th. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm about out of time. So I just want to thank you for watching this video. God bless you.